Hello, Yankees fans. We need to talk about the whirlwind surrounding the team's offseason moves and some of the chatter that has emerged about Cody Bellinger and Trent Grisham. There have been rumors flying around, and honestly, if even a fraction of them hold any truth, the front office deserves a serious talking to. Imagine this. The Yankees could potentially be priced out of bringing back Bellinger because of decisions already made with Grisham. It's hard to even wrap your head around it. Grisham took the qualifying offer for $22 million for a single year, which is substantial for a player of his profile. Not only that, but that qualifying offer means if he signed elsewhere, the Yankees would only get a fourth-round draft pick in return. That's minimal compensation considering the cost and roster space taken up. Then, on top of that, the team added a third baseman at last year's trade deadline who, to put it bluntly, did not deliver the offensive firepower you would expect from a New York Yankee. His numbers were disappointing. A 641 OPS simply doesn't cut it, especially for a player in such a key position. This isn't about questioning his talent entirely. He's a solid third baseman in theory, but the bat isn't fitting here, and in New York, offense is non-negotiable. Now, think about the financial side. Between the one-year qualifying offer to Grisham and the contract given to that third baseman, the team is looking at a combined commitment of around $38 million to players who, in some ways, block the path to retaining a player who was arguably the team's second-best performer last season, Cody Bellinger. If that scenario were accurate, it would raise eyebrows about decision-making at the top. Cashman, if this is the case, will be under serious scrutiny because these are not minor missteps. They are impactful decisions that could shape the trajectory of the team's performance next year. But honestly, I find it hard to believe this is true. It would be shocking if the Yankees actually allowed themselves to be boxed out of re-signing Bellinger purely because of Grisham. The logic just doesn't add up, and it seems out of touch with how the organization typically handles roster management. Then there's the bigger picture of the league. Toronto is not sitting idle. They're actively improving, meeting with players like Kyle Tucker, who is arguably one of the top 10 bats in the league. Personally, while I'd love to see Bellinger back in pinstripes, Tucker's consistency and overall impact make him a highly desirable target. It's not a knock on Bellinger. He's a fantastic player. But over the years, his performance has fluctuated enough that a team might lean toward a more stable option like Tucker. Meanwhile, Toronto isn't hesitating. They've signed significant international talent, like Tony Pond, who comes over from Korea on a 3-year, $30 million deal. They're showing no hesitation, making moves aggressively, while the Yankee strategy seems under discussion and speculation. There's been chatter linking the Yankees to Edwin Diaz, but according to reports, that's far from confirmed. It's been dismissed by credible sources, suggesting that the team is not actively pursuing him, despite what some media narratives may suggest. Looking at Cashman's recent statements, he indicated that the Yankees have 2 vacancies in the outfield, factoring in Grisham's return and the presence of players like Jones and Dominguez. He mentioned both Bellinger and Tucker as potential options to fill these spots. If neither of those worked out, trades could come into play. It's puzzling how quickly the narrative shifted from the Yankees not being priced out of Bellinger to now supposedly being blocked by existing contracts. This contradiction makes it hard to take the idea that they're truly out of the running at face value. If anything, it highlights the fluidity and complexity of off-season roster management, where decisions are influenced by multiple factors, from finances to player performance to strategic planning. The rotation adds another layer. Cashman emphasized that the pitching staff is incredibly deep, aligning with past comments about having spots ready for pitchers like Cole and Rodon once they return. The implication was that the Yankees weren't aggressively chasing starting pitching, but that doesn't mean the team is inactive. There's room to maneuver, especially when you consider the mix of returning pitchers and potential additions. The bullpen, while generally solid, might see minor enhancements, small moves to strengthen depth, but nothing massive in terms of headline acquisitions like a star closer. The overall sense is that management is confident in the core, but also aware that strategic tweaks could make a meaningful difference in the season ahead. Looking back at last offseason gives context to how reactive and decisive the Yankees can be. When they lost Juan Soto to the New York Mets, the response was immediate and aggressive. Signing Max Fried happened swiftly. Meetings with Blake Snell, Corbin Burns, and other pitchers occurred, and the team acted before opportunities slipped away. They didn't wait. They moved decisively, demonstrating a proactive front office. Trades for Devin Williams, Cody Bellinger, and signings like Paul Goldschmidt all show that when the Yankees identify gaps or opportunities, they're capable of rapid, impactful decisions. That kind of decisiveness is why it's hard to imagine the team standing still this year, particularly when offensive talent like Bellinger is on the market. Now, consider the scenario if the team really is priced out of Bellinger. It would imply a significant misstep in balancing contracts, roster needs, and talent acquisition. Grisham's deal, the addition of other players, and the resulting financial constraints would need to be so rigid that they prevent bringing back a player of Bellinger's caliber. Yet history suggests that the Yankees are far more resourceful and ambitious than that. Cashman and the front office have repeatedly shown the ability to navigate complex situations and make big moves under pressure. So while hypotheticals about being priced out are intriguing and spark debate, it's tough to reconcile them with the organization's past behavior and strategic mindset. Ultimately, the ongoing discussion about Bellinger, Grisham, and the Yankees' offseason priorities reflects a blend of financial realities, roster construction, and strategic planning. There are genuine concerns about consistency, offensive production, and budget allocation, but these are tempered by the team's history of aggressive, intelligent maneuvering. Fans are naturally invested, analyzing every rumor and report, trying to piece together what the team will do. While speculation can create anxiety, it also underscores the complexity of building a competitive roster in Major League Baseball, where every decision, from one-year qualifying offers to trades and free agent signings, carries consequences that ripple across multiple seasons. Continuing with the Yankees' offseason situation, it's important to look at how the interplay between current contracts and potential acquisitions could shape the roster. The discussions surrounding Bellinger and Grisham highlight the delicate balancing act the team faces. Financial commitments, player performance, and positional depth all intersect, and it's easy to see how rumors could spiral into speculation that may not entirely reflect reality. Grisham's one-year qualifying offer certainly complicates things on paper, but the Yankees are known for navigating complicated scenarios, whether through trades, restructuring contracts, or creative roster management. The narrative that this automatically prevents Bellinger from returning seems overly simplistic, especially given the front office's track record. Historically, they've been willing to make bold, decisive moves to secure talent, and it seems unlikely that one deal would shut the door on a player who has been integral to the team's success. What's fascinating about this situation is the contrast in team strategy when compared to other franchises. Take Toronto, for instance. They're not hesitating. They've been aggressive in signing top talent and building depth, meeting with players like Kyle Tucker and executing deals like Tony Pon's 3-year, $30 million contract from Korea. The level of urgency is clear. They're positioning themselves to compete at the highest level. Meanwhile, the perception around the Yankees has become a bit muddled. Are they really sitting back, waiting to see how other teams act, or is there a calculated strategy behind the scenes that the public doesn't fully grasp? The reality is probably a mix of both. The Yankees' front office is methodical, but history shows they can pivot quickly and decisively when the right opportunity presents itself. The moves from last offseason, like signing Max Fried and trading for Cody Bellinger, demonstrate that decisiveness can happen in a matter of days when the organization identifies a gap or a high-impact player. Turning attention to the rotation, it's clear that the Yankees have depth, but the nuances matter. Cole and Rodon's eventual returns create both opportunity and challenge. It's not just about having quality pitchers on the roster. It's about structuring innings, rotations, and matchups strategically to maximize performance throughout the grueling season. Cashman's comments about having space for returning starters highlight this careful planning. The rotation is deep, yes, but it's also about timing, alignment with the rest of the roster, and maintaining flexibility for unexpected injuries or underperformance. Fans may see a roster that looks set, but the real challenge is in optimizing the use of resources, making sure each player is deployed where they have the highest impact. This kind of strategic foresight has historically been a hallmark of the Yankees' approach, balancing immediate results with long-term sustainability. The bullpen discussion also illustrates the team's careful planning. While some may interpret minor additions as a lack of ambition, it's really about fine-tuning. Strengthening the bullpen with modest signings or internal promotions is not a sign of complacency. It's a recognition of the importance of depth and reliability in late-game situations. The Yankees know that relievers can make or break games, and adding depth, even if it's not headline-grabbing, ensures stability in high-pressure moments. Of course, fans are always hoping for the big splash, like an Edwin Diaz, but the team's current confidence in their bullpen suggests they are comfortable with the core while remaining open to strategic enhancements. This balance between star acquisitions and depth building reflects an understanding of both risk management and the realities of a long season. Reflecting further on past offseason moves helps provide context for the current situation. When Juan Soto left for the Mets, the Yankees didn't panic. They responded with precision and speed. Signing Max Fried, evaluating multiple pitchers like Blake Snell and Corbin Burns, and executing trade for Devin Williams and Cody Bellinger all happened quickly and effectively. They identified weaknesses, moved decisively, and strengthened the team in key areas without overextending. This pattern suggests that even if it appears the Yankees are being conservative now, there is likely a deliberate strategy behind their actions. They understand the importance of timing, leverage, and positioning when negotiating contracts or trades. The perception that they're staying put is probably an oversimplification. The front office is likely gathering information, exploring options, and preparing for high-impact moves once the right opportunities arise. Bellinger's situation exemplifies the tension between financial constraints and talent retention. While Grisham's contract complicates the narrative, it doesn't necessarily prevent the Yankees from securing a player of Bellinger's caliber. If anything, it emphasizes the importance of smart financial management and strategic prioritization. The team must weigh the cost of retaining Bellinger against other roster needs, balancing offensive firepower, defensive alignment, and payroll flexibility. Fans may focus on headlines or rumors, but the real calculus involves multiple moving parts and long-term implications. Bellinger's proven ability to impact games both offensively and defensively makes him a high-value target, and history suggests the Yankees are capable of navigating these complexities to achieve their desired outcome. Another factor worth considering is player development and internal talent. Jones and Dominguez are on the roster, and while they offer potential, relying solely on unproven talent carries risk. The decision to prioritize Bellinger or a comparable free agent reflects a broader philosophy about balancing internal growth with strategic acquisitions. The Yankees have consistently demonstrated a willingness to invest in proven performers to complement internal talent, ensuring that the team remains competitive at the highest level. This approach requires careful evaluation of player performance, potential, and fit within the roster. Bellinger's offensive contributions, combined with his experience in the league, give him an edge over less established options, which likely informs the front office's priorities and decision-making. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a move that has left the baseball world buzzing, whispers are circulating that the New York Yankees are on the verge of shaking up Major League Baseball in a way few could have predicted. Rumors have ignited that Ronald Acuña Jr., the young superstar outfielder whose talent has dazzled fans across the United States, might be joining the Pinstripes. Sources close to the situation suggest that talks have been underway behind closed doors, and while nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders hint that the Yankees are aggressively pursuing one of the game's brightest stars. The mere possibility of Acuña Jr. wearing Yankees uniform has fans, analysts, and rival teams buzzing with speculation. Known for his explosive speed, powerful swing, and electric presence on the field, Acuña has long been a figure that sparks headlines wherever he goes. If the whispers turn out to be true, the Yankees would be making a statement. A clear intention to dominate the league with a combination of homegrown talent and headline-grabbing acquisitions. Social media has erupted with theories, memes, and hot takes as the rumor spreads like wildfire. Some fans are ecstatic at the idea of a lineup featuring Acuna Jr., imagining the dynamic energy he could bring to Yankee Stadium. Others remain skeptical, pointing to the complexity of trades and contracts in modern baseball, cautioning that such blockbuster moves are never straightforward. Yet the excitement is undeniable, and even the mere rumor has injected a new sense of anticipation into the Yankees fan base. Baseball insiders are also weighing in, suggesting that if the acquisition goes through, it could set off a ripple effect across the league, prompting other teams to reconsider their rosters and strategies. The chatter is not only about Acuña's impact on the field, but also about the larger implications for MLB's competitive landscape. In New York, street corners, bars, and online forums are alive with speculation, as fans debate whether this is a savvy masterstroke or a headline-seeking gamble. For now, nothing is confirmed, but the buzz is undeniable. If the Yankees do land Acuna Jr., it would be a historic shakeup, merging star power with one of baseball's most storied franchises. And while the city holds its collective breath, one thing is clear. The rumor alone has already changed the conversation, sending waves of excitement and a fair share of skepticism through the baseball world. Could this be the dawn of a new era for the Yankees? Only time will tell, but for now, the possibility is enough to keep fans talking well into the night. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.